Okay. So what is Aleph.js? You can think Aleph.js is a copy of Lex.js, but it is powered by modern tools, I would say. For example, it works on top of Deno, and we using SWC to compile your code like TS, GSS to the browser, and finally we bound your AMP user yes build. As we know, SWC and yes build is super fast. So I think the most different between Lex.js and Aleph.js is that Aleph.js don't need Webpack, since we don't bind your AMP. We just transpile your code to the browser on demand. So and finally we can sorry. So here you can see there is a benchmark about how fast SW is faster than TS default container. Yeah. So so how to write a random component in Deno? Well, basically you don't need to change anything, and except you need to input the module receiving is different. For example, you in the Deno you need to input the rand from the CDN like this. But this is not good because you need to write a lot of things in here. For example, you need the version something. So how to receive this? Okay, we have the input maps. What is input map? Input maps is a new draft of TC39, I think. It is define how browser loading your ES modules like this. Here is an example. This we define some lists about what we need to use, but we can have a list name, like we just react to run yes m.dot run blah blah blah. So next in your code, you just need input like you before we write ranked in npm. Okay, so how it works? Suppose you amps have 1,000 pages, right? So and before if you use Webpack will bound for you, including the 1,000 TSX. It's very slow, but in Aleph.js we don't bound generate development. So when you open a page, we just need to transpile the component files to the ES module.js. Then we render it to the HTML. This we call it SSR. So the browser just receive the HTML and the CGS, MGS file. So it's render. That's it. So that means even you have 1,000 or you have one page, the server boot strip time is same. And finally, we use is build to bound your JS. Then you can put it on CDN like a reversal. Okay, so let me show you some demo. Oh, here is a hello world page. You can say, oh, sorry, need to go to 18. Okay, here is a hello world example. You can say we have some file in the folder API, just like Legacy.js, or your components shared, or some library were shared in the page, and public. This is same with Legacy.js and style. So in the index page, we can it's a normal React components with a lot of things. So after you start server, you can see the page, and the page will follow your change immediately. So we can you act Finland. Yeah. Yeah. So there is some different special features in Aleph.js. For example, there is a hooks. Is a hook name use Deno. What is use Deno? Use Deno means you can mix the Deno runtime in the component. So in the in the core bank, you can write a Deno. For example, here we show what Deno version is. Yeah. The other thing is we have JSX trick. We call it JS magic. Like here is a tag named head. In Next.js, in Next.js, you need to input a header component. But in Aleph.js, you don't need to input anything. Just write the header, and the Aleph.js will render it to here. Let's see, title. And you can input the CSS like before we input. Okay, I will show you the other example. This one is using 1D CSS to create CSS files. You can say I open this page. Oh, oops. This is the card with a picture and the title and the description and a button. So in all this style we write here like this, like typhoon wind. So you can change. For example, we want left center. Yeah. Okay. And say the position is changed, or we rework. So how it works? Here Aleph.js have a plugin system. So here I write Wendy transpile plugin. You can say here I input here, just input this plugin in the plugins array. So you can say all the class name will be transformed to the CSS. Yeah. Okay. The other example I want to show you is this one. This one in two. This one is same with first demo. It shows the hello world, but here I change something. For example, I use SWR, use this hooks. This is from npm package, is by verse 13. So I can get the data from the API. The API is very simple, just return account. But the count is very different. We save the count in the local storage. I mean, local storage in Deno, just like browser, you can use like this. So each time you refresh the page, you get the current account. So that means we can use the npm ecosystem. Yeah. Okay. So like the example before, we can share UI library from npm, and we have a built-in CSS support, and also you can write plugin to extend the Aleph.js runtime. For example, you can support Markdown page, Typhoon CSS, and we have a plan to writing creating some testing library for Aleph.js. This is working in program. Okay. And finally, I want to talk a little about Deno and Rex.js. Deno and Rex.js both use the V8 so but Deno is new that drops the band design in Node.js. That is rethinking. Sorry. And Deno is a kind of browser, like and this we can use the local storage like browser. So this is very simple. Okay, and Deno cares about development experience. For example, it includes the linter and fermenter and bundler, even compile. Yeah. So you don't need Webpack anymore or npm. And the other thing Deno is great runtime for serverless, I think. For example, if you write API on Cloudflare, so you don't need do the npm install. You just input the dependency from the CDN. I think this is very nice. And Deno can share Loda's ecosystem. since we have skpank and ESM we can transfer NPM panks to Deno modules. Now it works fine, I think. Okay, this is my share. I'm sorry, my English speech is so bad. If you have question, you can contact me Twitter or my GitHub. Thank you.
Thank you, Jade. That was an amazing talk. Absolutely, it is just amazing. So, yeah, I have few questions. Okay, so I think Aleph already supports sort of file system routing and API routing out of the box. Could you also share some knowledge on that? Hi, Jay, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. Maybe Kruti, do you want to add something? How do you think, or maybe Noor can add something, since I think Aleph.js is more or less inspired from Next.js.
Yeah, it looks really cool actually. Like one of the things that like it borrows a lot of ideas from Next.js, so that the header and whatever component, but it does it more natively, which is not required to using its own components. So that was nice. But for me, one of the nicest, interesting things that comes with Deno and import maps actually. That was like really cool to see. For instance, you can define your sources in the import map and just import them in your components. The only question that I have to Jay is does the import maps work so that they do the sourcing already in advance, or is it only the source material is only downloaded when it is basically on runtime on the requests?
Yes. We usually import maps, generally compile your code. So we'll try to understand what real URL you want to input. So, but this is a trick because this is different with the standard import maps in browser. Because after this, we don't insert the input maps in the browser. We just order you are already behind in the Finland.js. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we have one more question. How and where you can host Aleph.js applications?
Okay. First, that's a good question. First one, we support Verso. You can go to our website here, check out how to development. First one, you can just start your apps like JS starts to. The other way, you can build your apps to HTML and JS. It is totally static website. The other way is you can develop your apps in Verso.com now, including the API supporting. Yeah. And in the future, we have planned to support Deno deploy business, and maybe the other, I don't know.
Thank you for that answer. We have one more question. Is it possible to author completely static sites with Aleph.js?
I don't understand what's sorry.
So
you mean SSG?
So sorry.
I can't understand the question. You mean SSG?
Yes, static site.
Yeah, Aleph.js support SSG
Okay.
building. Yeah. You just need a command. I will show you. I can show you how it works. I close this. I close this here. So I can just run Aleph build. Need some downloading, some. Wow. So this is the first time you need some modules is missing. So the second time you can fast is very fast build. And finally you can say in the text, you can say we have an index.html and we have the bounding code and the public files, including the logo, image, and page data. The page data include the use Deno hooks data, and I will show. I saved it, and I run your NPS server. So you can say this is same with this, but this is just in HTML. You can say the just is bounding for you, and it's very tiny. Finally, JS we have about about 16. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Thank you for showing that. We have, I think, one quick question. So not sure if this was discussed, but how is performance when we are kind of using Aleph.js?
Sorry?
How is performance compared to other frameworks or libraries that we use when we kind of use Aleph.js? How do you see performance impacting?
Formers?
Mm-hmm.
Formers. What is formers? Sorry. For
Performance?
performance?
Mm-hmm.
That is, yeah. I love. Sorry.
No problem.
Performance, yeah. In the exam, you can say there is a performance bound JS. It's very tiny, yeah. But this is because we decided not to support IE browser. So basically means you need this performance just this performance is created by your settings. For example, you want to support ES 2015 or ES 2020. You need it's perfect. Then we will including the version, how to build this for you. But we don't support the ES file. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for that. One more question we have from Shirish. He's asking, does Aleph.js support incremental build for SSG?
Yeah.
Okay.
For now, we don't, but we have plan. Yeah, because this needs the server. If you use Aleph.js star server, we can support this. But if you run it in verso.com, you cannot use this